Hello, my name's Dr. Phill Thomas, and I'm here to talk to you today about how I feel I can help many of you beat your problem with alcoholism. I speak as a fellow sufferer, hopefully now a totally ex-sufferer, and it's important for you to realise that there is real hope now for many of us who have been blighted by a problem with alcohol for most of our adult lives. Just a little bit about me. I qualified as a doctor in the United Kingdom in 1984. I then trained in surgery, becoming a surgical gastroenterologist, specialising in inflammatory bowel disease and obesity surgery. However, throughout all of this time, I was blighted by feelings of anxiety, self-deprecation, feeling that I wasn't worthy, shouldn't be there, that all the guys around me were alpha males and that were better than me, which was frankly ridiculous. My rise through surgery was, to be perfectly honest, pretty meteoric. I published a textbook of surgery when I was only 29, was a visiting professor of surgery in Italy when I was only 30, and had lots of awards and distinctions, but I still felt that somehow I wasn't good enough. And throughout my 20s and early 30s, alcohol started to take a greater hold. Eventually, I lost my surgical career because of it. But there is great hope for people like me and you. Probably 30% of us who drink inappropriately have a problem of anxiety and self-doubt that causes us to drink in the first place. Alcohol becomes our recreational drug of choice. It's what gets us through the day in a way that normal people just don't understand. Little things that affect you and me disproportionately, they just accept and pass over. They can't understand why seemingly successful, highly successful people, highly motivated people, just don't deal with it the same as them. And that's because our brains are wired differently. We were probably born with brains that didn't quite work like everybody else's. And once you realise that, once you actually take on board that this is a proper, chronic, progressive, physical disease, then it changes your whole concept as to how it might be managed. But it took the brilliance and bravery of Olivier Meeson to come out and write The End of My Addiction. When I read it, it was like a revelation to me. His life as a cardiologist who lost everything was a perfect mirror image of mine. He's actually a lot more cultured and probably academic than I am in many ways. But nonetheless, our lives were incredibly similar. When I first started taking Baclofen, within weeks, and I mean within weeks, I was a different person. Confident, assured, peaceful, gentle, relaxed. All the things that I was as a teenager, but only better than I'd ever been. Recently I started a dedicated, discreet, one-to-one Baclofen clinical practice based here in the UK. But already I've been inundated with inquiries from all around the world, such as the lack of interest of medics across the planet in most things to do with alcohol, and certainly to do with Baclofen. Just in the last week, I've got new patients starting my program from as far afield as Australia and Mexico. Just yesterday, I started a new patient on my program, and he asked me, "How long have you been alcohol free?" He was amazed to hear that it was about an hour and a half. And that was because I'd taken my wife out for lunch and I'd had half a pint of lager with our lunch. So he asked me, how much did I think I'd drunk since Christmas? This video's on the 21st of May. I said probably about 10 pints. He couldn't believe it, but it was exactly the kind of life he was looking for. You see, through Baclofen, alcohol just isn't on my daily radar. I don't torment myself with how many days I've been alcohol free. I just simply don't think about it. It just doesn't matter. I'm indifferent, totally indifferent to it. If it's a hot sunny day and I've just walked the dog, I'll have a pint of lager. Why not? So over the next 8 weeks or 9 weeks or so, I'm going to discuss the program I use, utilizing what I call my 8 pillars of sobriety. This will be a template, a skeleton, for how many of you can start to beat your own alcohol problem, probably utilizing Baclofen. It won't work for everybody, but I know over the last couple of years that it will work for most. You will find details about the program, the outside skeleton of it, on the websites that you can see associated with this video. At all stages, I'm available through email, through the websites, for any of you to contact me, and I will always reply personally. If you think this video and the videos that will come after it, probably one a week for the next couple of months, might be of use to somebody you know or somebody you're already caring for, you please pass them on. It's important that this message gets out. Things are changing for people like you and me. We're not wasters, weak-willed people, spineless. We're suffering from a proper, chronic, medical, progressive disease. And our time is coming. And Baclofen's time is coming. And I intend to do all I can to promote the use of Baclofen for people like you and me, and to make it available more widely across the world. Well, with that, thanks for your time. Thanks for listening to me. Please watch my videos over the next 8 to 12 weeks, and please pass them on if you think they're useful. Thank you very much.